Alright, welcome to Old World Gaming. Currently I am painting up these classic stone trolls for my Night Goblin horde. I say horde loosely, for my Night Goblin warband. These are the first couple of trolls for my 500 point warband. Yeah, I'm hoping to get them looking like as close to the classic Games Workshop colour scheme. I don't know how good it'll be. We'll have to find out when I'm done. But I think they're looking all right. So far, so good. Today I'm going to paint the skin, so that covers like this belly area. I say the skin, the light skin, because we've already done the arms and like his face. So this is the belly and the ears on these guys. I think that's all the skin that's going in that colour anyway. Yeah, so that'll be, so that's them. Whether I do both of them or just one of them, we'll have to see. But yeah, that's the plan, and I'm going to use like a combination of these colours. I think I'll mix the Macragge blue, Baneblade brown, and Abaddon black to get a starting layer, and then I'll probably just highlight up through white from that. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, it feels like that's about right. But yeah, we'll give that a go and see where we land. So let's just make a start, I guess. So what am I going to do? Let's get some Baneblade brown. I think it needs a little bit of a brown tinge to it. But it's kind of going up from a dark blue, but it is quite, so it's not like, I don't think it's like a pure brown layer. I think it's more of a, I don't know, maybe I'm just adding the brown because I quite like I was initially just going to go up from the brown, but then I had a bit more of a look, and I think actually it's more of a bluey kind of brownie. I don't know if that's enough brown in there actually. Maybe I'll put a bit more brown. And then the black, because it's actually kind of, I think it might even be more grey than brown. I wouldn't really advocate for putting the paint clean, like a paintbrush with blue paint on in your brown paint. But if you do it, and I'm not really suggesting you do it, but the reason why I'm doing it is because I'm lazy and I know how to do it without leaving any blue in the paint, in the brown paint. So, but yeah, I don't really recommend it because you will contaminate your paints if you don't do it right. Yeah, so that's kind of the right colour. Oh, do I even need to do black on it? I don't know. I probably could get away with this. Maybe I will. Maybe we'll ditch the black. This is kind of the colour I was after, I think. So let's mix a little bit of water in there. Yeah, I quite like this colour. I think this is the right colour. Is it the right colour? I'm saying that. Now I'm doubting myself. I think it is. Yeah, we'll do this. We will do this. Okay, now there's way too much paint. Oops, knocking over my stand. Way too much paint in the middle of this brush. Fine, I'm just going to wash it out. Have I got enough water in this? Yeah, it'll do. Paintbrush is falling apart. Okay, let's make a start. I don't know how this is going to look, but yeah, I quite like that. It's not really as brown as I was planning on going for, but it's probably okay. This guy's belly button. Yeah, I've always loved these trolls. I notice my light's flickering a little bit. That's not ideal. Yeah, it is flickering a bit. I wonder why. If it flickers much more, I will pause the video and try and sort the flickering out. And then carry back on. Yeah, I think it is flickering. Alright, let me just quickly finish this layer on his belly, and then we'll sort that light out. I say quickly, as quickly as I can. You know what? I have a feeling this paint job may not take very long, unlike the scales, which took a very long time. If anybody's managed to watch that entire video, I'll be very impressed. 2 hours 17 minutes it was. Painting. I'm estimating that they've got about 200 scales on. It's not just a random guess either. There was a bit of I counted a patch of 10 scales on him, and then basically had a bit of a count of how many patches of 10 I think there were, and ended up with there's about 200 in there. Okay, I do need to paint inside there, but if I do it with this much paint on my brush, I'm going to get it all over the chain, which I don't particularly want to do. Now, obviously I will be painting the chain a different colour, but I'd like to start with the black undercoat. So I'm going to do his ears before I do the chain. Before I do his belly, and end up with it all in the chain. Now this is the deepest layer. The trolls have got, the classic kind of Games Workshop trolls are almost like white on their bellies. They go up really, really light. So I am intending to go almost up to pure white. So this is as dark as it's going to get. So yeah, which is good because that can't be too dark. Otherwise, it'll be a massive contrast going up. So it has to be quite a light base, which is why I didn't end up putting the black in it. I thought I'd need the black to turn it to more of a grey colour, but this has come out quite nice, quite a nice grey colour, I think. Much better than I was expecting. Yeah, I don't know why my light is flickering. That is annoying. I'll have to go sort it out. I'm not even sure what to do to sort it out. Maybe change it to a different power supply. That's my guess. At least the mix isn't too much. If it takes too long, I can mix it quite easily because it's literally just the blue and the brown, so that's all right. Yeah, I reckon I'll get both of these guys done quite quickly. There we go, this is first layer. Right, let me sort out this light. Right, let's do the other guy. Oh, I forgot to do his chest inside his chain. Do that. Go back and do that in a sec. Yeah, at some point I'll have to bring myself to paint the other four trolls. It's the painting the scales that is kind of putting me off. If I increase this unit gradually as I move up from 500 to larger point armies, I'll just add like another troll in each time or something, and then gradually muscle my way through them. But it is the primary deterrent is painting all the scales. The rest of the troll bits will be easy. I don't know, maybe I should just paint the scales on one every now and then when I'm feeling particularly brave. And then once I've got the scales and all of them done, I can just paste the last few bits. I don't know, it's hard to decide which approach to use, because technically, like, getting one fully done at a time is much better than getting all of them half done and not finished. So, but once the scales are done, it's very easy to finish them off, because the rest of it is lots of small areas that don't take much effort to do. It's just painting all those scales. And I have chosen a particularly tricky is not quite the word I'm looking for. Time-consuming. Time-consuming is the word I'm looking for. A particularly time-consuming method of painting them. But there we go. If these guys turn out looking good, then it will be worth it. And if they don't, I'll just dry brush them. Oh, I don't know if I could bring myself to just dry brush the last 4 trolls. That used to be my go-to technique for anything with scales, was just dry brush it. Because then you could get them done really quick. And arguably I probably should have done that on these. It would have been much quicker. But I don't think it would have looked anywhere near as good. These look good. But maybe, so I think there's like dry brushing and then add in like a wash or shade or ink or whatever they call them these days. Could have managed it and then maybe tidied them up a bit. That might have done it, but the scales just look really good, all done individually. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not regretting it, that's for sure. I'm very pleased with how they've turned out. So far anyway, they're not finished yet. But for how they're looking so far, I'm happy. I managed to hit the light with my paintbrush. I'm not sure I'm ever going to get over that. I think it's just going to be something that happens often. Okay, right, that's the first layer done on both of these guys. Oh no, it's not. I haven't done it inside his neck. It's really hard for me to see what I'm doing and make it so that the camera can see what I'm doing as well. It's the tension between me being able to see what I'm doing easily and actually you being able to see anything of what I'm doing. I think, yeah, the camera's a lot further away than it used to be. Alright, we'll see. Maybe it'll be less of a klutz, who knows? Probably not. Okay, so let's mix some white in to our paint. So this will be for our next layer. Just a little bit. Is it too grey? Do I want to add a little bit of brown to it? I think I might. Okay, we're going to add a smidge of brown. That's probably A little too much brown. Oh, well, it's done now anyway. No, that's fine. Oh, there's bits in it. I made the mistake of doing this over paint that had already dried, and now I'm getting little bits in it. Yeah, let's start again. I'm going to mix a new batch. I don't really want bits in my paint. Okay, so blue and brown, but more brown than blue. Blue. Brown. I don't know if that's enough brown, so we'll add some more. Okay, I feel like that's enough. I think I'm wrong. A little bit more brown. Okay, that's got to be enough brown now. Probably enough brown. Yeah, that's got to be enough brown. Okay, and then we'll add some white to it. Definitely washing my brush before I put it in the white though, because I don't want that contaminated at all. The brown would probably get over it if I did it wrong, but the white will not. Yeah, that looks good. Does look good. Ironically, by the time that I've finished painting these guys, this layer probably won't even be visible. But I just can't bring myself to not go through a layer like this from that dark. So yeah, we'll see. And if it is still visible, it probably means I'll have massive contrast on these guys. So I need to just kind of my instinct is to just paint on all the raised areas and leave the low areas, but that will be too dark. I just got to get over my push through that, and paint all of the areas, because it's going to be more like this colour that's in the recesses. I've probably put too much water in this. It's a little bit too translucent. That last layer that we just did, I'm even going over all of that as well. On purpose. It's not by accident, that's not on purpose. Yeah, this is now going to be my base layer, my deep dark layer. This is the shadow layer. It's a nice colour though, apart from the fact that it's too runny and translucent. But that's probably okay, because I'm painting over it lots. There's definitely going to be at least 2 more layers on this, probably 3 or 4. I don't know. We've yet to see. I paint way too many layers, I think. I'm sure you can get away with painting a lot less layers than I paint. I don't like the fact that his tummy's touching the handle there. It's annoying. But then, I mean, he's got spots, so maybe it just looks like a spot. Warts, or I don't know. Maybe they're not. I don't know what they are. I guess they're warts, maybe. Who knows? He's a troll. You don't ask questions, you just mainly run away. Yeah, it's quite hard to paint close to this. So this stand has got a I don't know. actually. Swings and roundabouts from this one to what I was doing before. What I didn't like about what I had before is my phone had no way of like attaching to it. Whereas at least this one, it has like a proper holder, except I've even jerry-rigged the holder to make it so I can lift the phone out. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, because I don't think I need to lift it out in this video. Oh, is it my arm touching the wire that's making the light come on and off? No, I don't think it is. I thought that was related, but maybe not. Okay. This is a particularly difficult area to paint, mainly because I've got so much paint along the side of my brush. Like I mentioned earlier, it's just going to get all over the chain, but I've kind of decided I'll get over it. Right, that's inside there. Let's do his ears. I might leave this right up at the top. And maybe in these deep gaps in his ears. Is it the wrong move to leave it in the deep gaps? Maybe. I think it'll be alright. It'll be alright. He's still quite a dark colour. But yeah, it'll look good. It'll look good, I think. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we'll get somewhere good with those ears doing that. Right. Let's do this guy's belly. Yeah, I've got high hopes for how these turn out. I don't know how well they turn out, but I do have high hopes. But then I imagine everybody's got high hopes with everything that they paint, so basically I'm just like any other painter. And this guy definitely does have a spot there. That's interesting. And by spot, I mean and or wart type thing. Growth, some sort of growth between his belly and his stick haft. What do you call it? Handle? Is that a handle? No, I think it's haft. The haft of his weapon. Even though it's like a tree. Yeah, it definitely is a tree actually. I was going to say stick, but no, this thing's massive. Like, it could actually be a tree next to this guy. His handle of his weapon. Oh no. Got in his scales. Gone. There we go. That's because my paint goes all the way up my brush. Again, like I've said, is definitely a bad move. Yeah, I've done it anyway. Alright. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can see, but down here, right in this recess between the scale and his belly, I got some of that paint and it was a little bit too light in there for my liking, so I just washed my brush out so I can get rid of it. It's double though, because now at least my brush is clean so I can get him to do the bit between the chain. Frustratingly, my paintbrush is knocking this light stand. Because, yeah, it's in the way. Might have to get a different kind of tripod, one that the phone doesn't attach, like, well, obviously the phone needs to attach to the tripod, one that's not attached to the light, that's what I'm trying to say. So the phone and the light are two separate things, because this, the light is all the way around the phone, you can see that, you see down here on the table. And so my paintbrush is hitting the light, because it's got like a ring around my paintbrush. So that's not ideal. Clearly that's not what they were designed for. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Right, so let's do this guy's ears. Oh, you know what? I'm so pleased to be painting these trolls. They are beloved creatures of the old world. They're quite iconic, these guys, I think. Yeah. I know, obviously, they made the plastic Troggoths or something for the Gloom Spike Gits in Age of Sigmar, but they're just not the same. These have, I don't know, a certain character to them that is not matched by the Age of Sigmar ones. So one day, if they do release some plastic ones, I hope they manage to pull off something that's the equivalent of just a plastic version of these. That would be very good. Yeah, that would be very good. Right, okay, let's do the next layer. More white is needed. Something, yeah, wiggling the table? Yeah, wiggling the table makes the light flash. That's weird. Why would that be? Just wiggling the cable now to see if it, no, wiggling the cable doesn't do it. Why would wiggling the table make the light flash? I don't know, weird, whatever. That's so strange. Right, that's not enough white. More white is needed. I think, yeah, like way more white, but maybe I should do this layer because it's going to be quite the contrast. Moving up. I don't know, I just can't help myself but do lots of layers. Do I do that one? Or do I? Like, what's this going to look like? Yeah, it's quite a difference already, so I feel like I should do this before I move to a lighter layer. But again, this one's going to go over most of it. I'll mainly just be leaving the outer recesses. But not really outer recesses, the outer edges. Maybe his belly button. Yeah, this is gonna look good. I'm I'm rather pleased. I think we're doing a good job. So for this flashing light, that's really annoying me, and I honestly don't know what to do about it. Yeah, okay, looking good, looking good. Right, let's do this. Clean the brush, just get it on the end so I can get inside here. Probably, somehow, maybe. Okay, yeah, there we go. Right, good. Very good. Very good. Okay, yeah, pleased with how that's looking. Let's do this guy. If it does feel so wrong to be going in all these recesses so light, but I think it's the right thing to do. I think it's the right thing to do. Just because I'm going really light on his belly. Like, we're nowhere near white yet. Well, you can see we're nowhere near white because it's on a white palette. So you can see the difference, because the bellies are basically almost white on the classic ones. Not quite white, but they're quite close. So that's what I'm trying to recreate. Okay, good. Cool. Cool. Okay, yes. More white. More white is needed. But we're getting there. Alright, let's see how this layer's going to go. So this time, I am going to leave the recesses. Ooh, so light. If I can see them. Something about the way that the light shines makes it hard to see sometimes. that's looking good, I think. So I'm leaving, this time I'm leaving the dips and leaving the areas around these bulges as well. Certainly at the bottom anyway. Maybe not at the top, because that's where the light will hit it. Yeah, that is looking good. I'm pleased with how that's looking. Very pleased. Relieved, I think, is certainly a good word I would use. Because I was worried that I'd gone up too light in the recesses, but I knew it was the right thing to do. One of the reasons I knew it was the right thing to do is because, I don't know, I didn't really do it on their skin, and I was kicking myself a little bit, but I'll get over it. So I think I should have had a lighter base on the skin. I was almost not quite using the same base as the scales, but almost. And that annoyed me a bit that it still come out looking a little bit dark. Yeah, we are. Yeah, that ears are looking pretty nice. His tummy's starting to look nice. We'll do a couple more layers, but then I think, yeah, we're basically there. So that's really good. I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. I'm going to keep saying that because it's true. And yeah, I don't know, I'm just legitimately pleased. You know how when you've seen something for ages, particularly if it's when you saw it as a kid and you always wanted it, and sometimes like wasn't quite as I anticipated, or didn't work out the way I wanted it to work out, or whatever. But those times when it does, you're like, yeah, that's awesome. And that's what I'm trying to have. What I'm hoping is going to happen here is that thing that I always wanted, always dreamed of, how it looked. Just like, I don't know, these have been iconic models for a very long time. That's why I put the effort into doing their scales on their back, because these are one of the, like I say, iconic models of my youth, my childhood. And I just want to do them justice. I imagine there's lots of people in the same position as me, who are particularly looking forward to when they can get their hands on them as well, now that they're coming out as made to order as part of the Old World release for the Orcs and Goblins. So, if there are people in that situation, hopefully, if I do a good job on this video will be an encouragement and help people do justice to their childhood memories. That's my intention. And if you paint up your trolls, and this video helped you, let me know. It'd be good to hear of your success stories. Yeah, okay. I'll come back and do his chest in the middle, just do his ears, before I wash this paint off my brush, because there's a lot on my brush still. I just can't reach into that gap. forgot one. Oh no, it knocked his head off. That was very disappointing, isn't it? Well, it makes it much easier to get to the middle. That is annoying. But I will go over it. Yeah, it's going to leave a scar, isn't it? I don't know why I didn't pin his head on. Normally, I pin all my models, but then I didn't glue this guy together recently, so that was a bit of an oversight. Oh well, never mind. It happens. There are definitely worse things that happen. Okay, so it does fit. There's a bit of damage to clean up, but that's something that has to happen. Yeah, bear with me, I'm just going to pause it and stick his head back on. Alright, I probably should have showed you what I was doing actually, because this is probably quite interesting and useful. I've been trying not to damage the paint, and I think I have a little bit. Unless that's, no, maybe that's just some flecks of something. It is, okay, good. So I'm very conscious that fingers are greasy and I'll start rubbing paint off. So I've just held using a tissue on here. And I've been, so really this should have been pinned. I'm disappointed with myself that I didn't pin it, obviously. I will do a video explaining how to pin metal models. That's probably the next video I'll do. So that other people don't end up in this situation. Yes, what I've been doing is I've used a file to scrape away the old super glue, because when you glue the models together you need some metal, and not oxidized metal, but some metal without anything on it for it to adhere to. So ideally it needs a bit of shine on your metal so that it's not oxidized, and there's no, also I've cleaned off all of the old super glue because I want to be sticking the metal to the metal. So that's what I've done on him, and then I've done the same on the head as well. I've cleaned away all of the old super glue and given it a bit of texture to purchase to for the new super glue. So let's have a go and see if I can stick it together without wrecking it even more. Ironically, it says keep it handy. I picked some more super glue up from Tesco's the other day. They sell them in packs of 2 for £3. 3 quid? No, £1. So I'm relatively happy with that. It's not, I don't know. It's it'll do. Does the job. I'm not going to put it on there. I'm going to put it in here. And I don't want too much because I don't want it to splurge out. But I'm also not sure. I have done a dry fit to see if it fits together. Let me show you that. So fits together pretty well. But I don't know if that actually reaches the bottom to touch the bottom. In an ideal world it would, so the metal is as close to the metal as possible. But I don't think it is. So just going to put it in here. Yeah, that's probably enough. It may splurge out a little bit, which will be annoying, and I won't be able to carry on. Well, I won't be able to touch him up actually until that's dry, but I can carry on doing the rest of the skin that we're doing, because that's not actually on this. So let's glue that together and hold it. Now I'm conscious, so I'm pressing really hard, which actually is not good for the painted areas because that just makes it more likely that it will rub off. But there we go. This is where we are at the moment. I'm just going to hold it for a little bit while it glues. I was tempted to, or I was initially doing this obviously off camera, but I figure it's probably a good thing to show how to do a repair, even if it is on something as emotional as this troll. But realistically, it won't take too much effort to patch up the paint job on there. It is annoying, but yeah, it's not the worst. I'll just go through the same kind of process that that I did the first time. Obviously I prefer not to have to be doing that, and it may be noticeable that I've had to do a patch job, but it's not the worst break, and it hasn't like taken too much paint off around it. So, and it's like a crease in the neck, which is not a bad place. There's a couple of chips on the scales on the top, but there we are. Okay, so let's yeah, he looks alright. It's done a little bit of splurging, but we'll be okay. Alright, so I'm just gonna leave him over here for a minute while we paint the next bit of this guy. I might move him out of the way so I don't knock him with my hand. Right, so where were we? I think I finished that layer, didn't I? Yes, I did. So we're moving on to the next layer of white now. I don't particularly want to use that same patch again in case we get the dry bit breaking off, but I've saved a bit of the colour we were just using. Is it enough? This feels very light, but this might be our last layer. Yeah, that's quite a difference, but maybe it's right. We'll mix some water in with it. We don't actually need to paint too much in this colour anyway, because we are more or less finished on this skin. I think there's one, maybe 2 layers left to go. Did I do? I don't think I did inside there on the last layer. Is there any of that last paint left? There is a little bit. Hopefully that's enough. Yeah, it should be enough. Yeah, it was a bit of an emotional, traumatic moment, but there we go. We have them. It's just toy soldiers. Honest, we get over them. Right. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. Now let's move back onto this bit that we were planning on doing. I think my paint's going to dry before I'm done with it. Okay, so what are we doing? We're painting this next layer. That's looking good. So this time I'm kind of accentuating these like streaks across his tummy, and I highlighted around his belly button, and we'll carry on going around here, doing these kind of streak motion. So that's looking pretty nice on his belly. Not sure how well I can reach in here. That'll do. Let's do these. Yeah, there we go. He's looking pretty nice. I'm not sure I did his pecs quite right. I left, it's too dark in that recess probably, but like I say, I said that was going to happen. But yeah, I think he's actually looking pretty good. I'm very pleased with how that skin's come out. I think that's quite close to the classic classic paint job. Like the 6th edition paint job anyway. Right, let's do this guy. To make sure I don't knock his head off again. That'll make for a good thumbnail anyway. I broke my troll. It's like a clickbait type heading, which I haven't had to make up. It's legit true. All it needs is like a picture of me with like the Home Alone face going, ah! But I'm not doing that. Just do the ears left. There we go. Yeah, pretty pleased with how that's looking. Like I say, I think I probably did leave it too dark in those recesses, but there we are. Not bad. Not quite heavy metal, but not bad. Not bad at all. Shame about this guy's neck, but it shouldn't be too much of a job to patch up. I wonder... no, the super glue's still wet. I would do it now, so you can see me patch up, but yeah, I don't want to risk gunking my paintbrush up. Alright, well, there we are. That's, apart from the breakage, that's quite a successful paint job, I think. And yeah, I don't know what I'll do next on them, but I will definitely be doing that video on how to pin. So yeah, all right. Hopefully that's been helpful. Hopefully that helps people who are painting their trolls that either they've had for ages and never got around to painting, or have managed to get them with this this latest release that's coming out for Old World for Orcs and Goblins. All right, thanks for watching.